Hello, hi. It is I, the master of the notepad, back at it again with another what the fuck is he doing? Anyways, so today we're gonna do pulse rifles. I'm scrapping the whole 1 through 5 thing because that takes too long. And it's better, I think, just kind of talk about it. But job of pulse rifles. In my opinion, the job of pulse rifles is to engage in between 25 and 35 meters. Uh, I don't know, maybe you can push out to 40, but I think 25, 35 is optimal. It does red bar enemy ad clear. Yes, I know I spelled it wrong. No, I will not be changing it. Add splash. Oh my god, not splash. Splash damage or burst damage with its traits. Um, the way I look at it is it's somewhere in between a scout rifle, a hand cannon, and an auto rifle. That's the way I look at pulse rifles. You have to be accurate like a hand cannon or a scout rifle. You want splash like a scout rifle, or you want extra burst damage like you do on a hand cannon, but you focus on red bar ad clear like back to back to back to back like an auto rifle. Regardless, the first one up is the newbie at Horative. Oh, the loading screens. Um, I don't like the look of it. I could tell you that already. It is a adaptive frame, which makes it mid already. It comes from Season of the Wish, so you can get it now. Season of the Wish activities. It is craftable, which is a bonus. Origin trait is actually quite good. I've gone over the origin trait before, but in short, it's if you're near your teammates, then you get like 25% of your magazine refilled back to you up to 7 times. I'm gonna repeat, up to 7 times. All you have to do is stand next to your teammates. You get a stack of this every like 3 seconds. It says here. It's bananas. Yeah, just I don't know. I don't even know how to express how good it is. It's obvious that this is the reason why they only gave us primary weapons with this origin trait. It's stupid. Regardless, adding splash damage would be incandescent here, and adding burst damage would be golden tricorn. Now, if you wanted to lean into the nano munitions deal, you could go with deconstruct. I think that could work. That would be good. But it's just not a DPS primary. It's not a primary I want a DPS with, so it doesn't work. It's a good combo, but the gun, the frame itself, doesn't lend to this. Now, because of this archetype, I have like 3 options in this third, four, yeah, 4 options in this third column. I really like this gun actually. Um, Shoot to loot, that's just a utility pick. It's lower on the totem pole, but I like it. Heal clip, a bit higher on the totem pole, but I really do like it. For just healing, obviously, it's really good for that. That cure is nice. Loose change is really good for reload speed. We can check the actual reload speed amount here. It takes 2.7 seconds at base. You apply loose change. You drop down to 1.37 seconds. And again, that's with no other help. That is really good. And all you have to do is get a kill with the incandescent because you proc loose change by dealing an elemental debuff. So proc incandescent by getting the kill, you get loose change. It's good. Another one I think is going to be actually the best here, oddly enough, attrition orbs. Now, my problem is that I wanted to pair it with shoot the loot, but it's in the same column. But this needs to be in this column, and so does shoot the loot. So it's not like I don't know. It's kind of weird, but you should be able to make a ton of orbs with this combination. Actually gonna want to try it. But anyways, I've been here too long already. I digress. So, Adhortive is definitely at least B tier. It's not C. It's not like take it or leave it. It's slightly better, I think, than most other adaptives. All right, Autumn Wind. If we're talking PvP, this thing's goaded. Otherwise, rapid fire archetypes struggle. You get it from Crucible, so you can get multiple rolls. It's kinetic. It has the Crucible Origin trait, which I think is actually one of the best in the game after its buff a good while ago. Alright, so do we have splash damage? We do not. Do we have burst damage? Yes. What's the best burst damage? Probably just Frenzy because it's always there and it gives you reload speed, which helps you shoot through ads. So just Frenzy and Demo, which is a really good, or Pugilist. Really good combination there. There's no other perk in this column that I like though. So yeah, that would be it. But that's still okay. And despite the fact that the archetype's kind of booty. So Autumn Wind, I would say it's also a B. It's definitely not as good as that Horridiv because of its archetype, but that trait combination is good. No, it's a C tier. It's mid. Its archetype is bad, and it has like one good roll. Definite definition of mid right there. Battle Scar, kinetic. It's a world drop and it's lightweight, which is better than rapid fire, but not by much, in my opinion. Field tested, you know, the origin trait gives you all the stats for nothing for just shooting, which is good. There is one trait combination that I want that I still have not gotten on this gun, and it's the only one that's important to me. Kinetic Tremors and Shoot to Loot. This gives you splash. There's not a good burst damage option here. And there's nothing here that helps reload better than just shoot, much better anyway, than Shoot to Loot. Keep Away does give you some reload speed, but not worth it when you have field tested, and same thing with Perpetual Motion. They don't give you a multiplier, so not worth your time, which means this is the best combination. Um, it's a really good combo. Problem is, that's like the only combo. So, despite the fact that I really like it, this is a C for sure. Definitely a C tier. Um, we'll come up to the guy that kind of eats his lunch soon. Um, so, BXR Battler. I put that slightly out of order, but it's fine. Okay, so I know this frame looks all fancy, but basically it's a lightweight frame. It just has really, really good hip fire. That's it. You get this from doing Dares of Eternity. It's solar. It is craftable. So these are all bonuses. The origin trait. This is a PvP origin trait if I've ever seen one, dude. Right after you deal damage, if you swap to this gun, you get a bunch of handling. Yeah, definitely PvP related. Now, this thing is unique in one way. It has a perk that's exclusive to it. I'm gonna go over in just a second. We're gonna do the other one first, right? Splash damage, incandescent. That's the one. That's the move, right? If it's not incandescent, then it is the trait that I was just gonna talk to you about. Blunt execution rounds. Basically, if you deal damage to an enemy with a melee within 15 meters of you, so you can't do it really far away, which is dumb, but whatever. You get 500% extra damage and 100% more handling for 10 seconds or until you fire your next burst. So for one shot, you get 500% extra damage. This is like the definition of burst damage. Really good for that. Problem is, I don't think it lasts long enough, so I really think this is more of a PvP thing. But I have tried to make it work in PvE, and it's not useless. It's not completely terrible, and it's not hard to proc either. It's just not, it doesn't last long enough. So I would probably just go with incandescent, and then in this final column here, the only things that matter are demo and pugilist. So still good with those combinations. I just wish that blunt execution rounds was just a tiny bit better, just a little bit better. It's really sad actually because it's one of my favorite guns. It just feels really good and it's like Halo themed, so I love it. BXR, it has about the same amount of traits as this, but it does have the uniqueness and the fact that it can roll that BXR, that burst damage trait. So I think this is actually on the level of Authoritative, and it has a better archetype, so I would put it probably top of B tier here. Yeah, probably top of B tier. Alright, so Beliasaurus. Bro, I can't say that, bro. I made it sound like it was a dinosaur. Anyways, I haven't used this, just to be clear. You get it from glory matches in the Crucible, which means most of my targeted audience probably won't even get it. It's a 4 burst, and it's aggressive frame, sorry. Aggressive burst, my bad. Uh, it's strand. All these are good things. It does have an origin trait. It's the Hake Breach or Armaments or origin trait, but you also have these stocks to give it different stats, which is nice. Alright, so the reason we're here, traits. Hatchling is a really, 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 really shitty version of splash damage, but it does have it, I guess. Um, there is no burst damage, so if you're playing PvE, Hatchling is the only thing you want, I think, because Deconstruction is good, but I don't think it's going to give you enough um, ammo to compensate. However, if you combine Warble, which gives you extra damage to vehicles by like 20%, right? And also red bars, sorry, yellow bars. Deconstruction, which gives you 40% extra damage against constructs and vehicles, so that's 65%. And then Hake Breach Armaments, which gives you 15% against vehicles and more against different constructs. If there's something that's just not a person, it will not be alive. It will not exist thanks to this, which is very niche, but I like it. And there are some enemies who are coded as vehicles, so this gun would really chew the fuck through them. So I think if there was a reason for you to go into PvE, I'm sorry, PvP, this would be an interesting pick. There's not going to be a lot of guns, I think, that are ever come out with this sort of a combination here. It's three things all focused on one thing to say fuck you. It's really good. General purpose role, though, would be Slice and Hatchling, or Rapid Hit and Hatchling. Rapid Hit because one shot will give you all the way to 4 if you land all crits, and it's a reload multiplier, so it's good. Slice because Slice is just a good trait to debuff the enemy. And Hatchling because it's the best splash damage option here with no real burst damage options. So this gun, top of C. It's not as good as Authoritative in my opinion, and it does have one really, really good build, and I think that's kind of the niche of C right now. It has one really, really good and or unique set, and then the little stragglers, some stragglers here and there. So it's quite unique, but I don't think that makes it really good. Next one. Now this is the lightweight to fight all lightweights. It comes from Last Wish. It is the Chattering Bone. It is kinetic and it's craftable because it comes from Last Wish. As mentioned previously, it's a lightweight frame. Explosive pack gives you a couple benefits for grenade and healing and so on and so forth. A grenade and healing, I'm sorry. Gives you a couple benefits for stability and reload speed with a reload multiplier, although I never really notice it, by the way. For using your grenade, either healing or killing people. Now, the reason why this is good, in my opinion, firstly, kinetic tremors. It exists. You can get kinetic tremors, dude. You just do the shooty shoots and you get the explosions. There goes your splash damage. That's great, right? It also has a couple burst damage options here with like Rampage. That, okay, I'll take that. It's kind of old nowadays, but we'll take a free just you shoot stuff and get damage trait, right? Um, and that's about it. That's all I would take in this column, right? Um, but then you have Kill Clip. So that is a 25 plus 33%. I think it'll tell us. 66.4% damage increase? That is banana. 66.4%? And all you have to do is just get kills and then reload when you're ready to really blow something up. That's just, I mean, if you needed burst damage, that's burst damage. And then you can even go with like kinetic tremors and kill clip. So when you need even more damage, you can use the kill clip damage for the 25%. Then you get splash damage everywhere else. And the kill clip should uh, increase the damage of kinetic tremors. So that's really good. There's also used unique role of Harmony and Discord. You get a kill with a different weapon. You swap to this gun. You got extra damage, and you have unlimited ammo. Uh, I just don't like the way Discord works. I think Discord should, at least on primaries, it should just give you literally infinite ammo. You shouldn't have to get a kill for it. Then I think it'll be really good. In PvE, and I don't think that'll affect PvP either. Bungie, hop on it. Like I'll run Bungie. Anyways, yeah, I really like that. It's also really good in PvP. You do have reload options if you wanted to go that route with rapid hit. Um, yeah, this thing's really good. Definitely A tier. I was thinking it was gonna be S tier. I think it might just be the best of a poor-ish archetype. And that's why it's only A tier, but it's really good. Really good. All right. Next up, Darkness Before. I can go ahead and let you know now this one's ass. It's old. It's rapid fire. It does come from the Prophecy Dungeon, so it's easy to acquire. It's Arc. It's our first Arc um, pulse rifle I think we've talked about so far. No origin trait because old. Um, burst damage options. Rampage. We talked about it before. That's okay. And One for All, which is also pretty good. So those don't suck. Right? As far as reloads concerned, there are none. Subsistence is probably your best bet here. Um, and that's about it. You only get 10% because it's not a SMG or auto rifle. So, nah, the answer is no. I don't like this one. This is a D tier. This one's worse than everything else that came before it. Gotta be D tier. All right, different times. This one's more recent. Strand, primary, my dumbass, craftable because of Season of the Deep. It's rapid fire, so not my favorite frame. It does have unsated hunger. This one's interesting. It's hard to proc, but I'm sure there's situations where it will, you know, be applicable. Um, Basically, when you have no grenade, no melee, no class ability, then you get all that buff, all that shit. 20 stability, 60 handling, 60 reload speed. All that's really freaking good. Um, and it's hard to argue with that being like really good. I wish it would have had Frenzy because at that point, I think that it would be. Well, no, actually, I don't think this is one of the few guns where I don't think Frenzy would work because Unsatiated Hunger is Frenzy. It's like lesser Frenzy instead of damage to give you stability. Regardless, if I get too stuck up on that, you have some bullshit splash damage with Hatchling. I just don't think Hatchling is good enough as a splash damage trait. Um, but I mean, it does do its job pretty good. You know, you get a headshot kill, third limb pops out, goes and does things for you. It's not terrible. Burst damage, Golden Tricorn. For some reason, Golden Tricorn procs off of threadlings, not threadlings, tangles. So the way Golden Tricorn works is, I'll put it up while I'm talking about it, is that you get a kill, and then for 7 seconds you have 15% damage increase. That's just good. That's like tier 1 rampage. That's cool, right? We'll take that. Well, here's the thing. If you get a grenade or melee kill that matches the element of the gun, so if you get a strand grenade or a strand melee kill, then instead of having a 15% damage increase, you have a 50% damage increase, and it lasts for 10 seconds instead of 7 seconds. Now, the other thing that makes it really good is this stacks on itself. So for the 7-second damage buff, if you keep getting kills, you will just keep that 15% damage buff. The same thing applies for Golden Tricorn at times 2. So if you get a melee kill and then wait until 2 seconds are left and you get another melee kill, you keep that 50% damage increase and it rotates for another 10 seconds. It's really fucking good. Great burst damage, and this archetype needs that. I spent that much time on it because there's nothing else here I care about. They tried really hard to make collective action work. The damage increase is not big enough because you have a cooldown on all of your, what did I call them? Your little creation things. Because the way this works is once you pick up, like, the things that your different elements create, like fire sprites, tangles, that sort of deal, then you get 20% damage increase for 7 seconds. In my opinion, you make that like 35% and then give it about 10 seconds and then we cook them with gas. But right now, no. So Subsistence is your best reload bet here, in my opinion, because you don't have Splash to help with stats for all, so you have to hit 3 different people. And Outlaw is a good shout as a reload trait, but you do have Unsatiated Hunger working, and then they want you to use your abilities here. Would have been better if they would have came out with permeability, because then you could like rift or slice, right? So permeability or slice, you use your rift. I'm thinking Warlock. Then you get a kill, because you're using Golden Tricorn, right? So they're sliced. Then you kill them because they're sliced. It makes it easier to kill them. Then you throw a melee, you know, and you get 50%. You know, you throw a grenade to pick something up, then you throw another. Yeah, like that would make more sense. Anyways, spend too much time here. It's C tier, and it's worse than Battle Scar, in my opinion. So just clogging up that C tier, dude. All right, Disparities up next. It's 4 burst. It's hard to get a hold of now, but I bring it up because it's good. All right, it's really solid. Um, Stasis as well. And it is craftable. You can get it through doing seasonal, not seasonal, your weekly exotic rotator missions. Origin trait, High K Breach Armaments, that's okay. It has better synergy than you think. And Ambush, which I don't really like this. It's like for the first shot, you get like extra range and reload speed and a little bit of damage and a bunch of other shit, but it did, yeah, nobody cares. Alright, so it has Frenzy, which is automatically a yes. Yes, I like that. It is Stasis, so of course it has Headstone. Now, the reason I bring this up again is because um, crystals count as things you can break with Hake Breach armaments. So you can one burst crystals by just putting on this origin trait, which makes for better AoE splash damage because it's easier to proc. You don't have to put on the fragment that helps you with that. You just use the gun to do it, which is nice. Which also means you can use it without actually running stasis, which is really good. Um, you do have a bunch of other burst damage options here. I don't like Kill Club. Swashbuckler's situational compared to just AoE damage and Frenzy. One for All would be the only other one I would consider here just because it's easy to proc and it's a bigger damage boost. Now, Desperado used to be great, but once they nerfed it, it's just no, but it's so bad now. It's not worth your time. Um, I don't think I've talked about Desperado yet, but you get a headshot kill and reload, and then you shoot much faster. Let's show it here. Yeah, so your RPM goes up by about 100 or so. It's like a 23% increase, looks like, right? Which is sounds better than what it is because you're losing damage. Um, you're gaining DPS, but you're losing damage because you could have had damage in other places. I don't think it's worth it. Outlaw's a good shout because you can pair that with Headstone. If you're running Frenzy, then I would suggest Pugilist. What do I think of Disparity? I really like the archetype for PvE. That already puts it in C tier. Do I think it's better than Bella's? Oh my god, fucking Ballerina. They're about the same. They have a cool niche little thing about them. They need to come out with a good 4 round burst. Hell and Confusion, D tier. Absolute ass. Almost everything that came out, um, for Europa is bad. Adaptive, so it's not the best, but it's not the worst as far as frames are concerned. Kinetic, no origin trait because it's old. No damage traits here because they really thought that that was going to be how they were going to stop us from using Rampage and whatnot. I don't know. It was dumb. Yeah, my bad. Excuse me. And then the only other trait here that I care about would be Outlaw. This is bad. This is terrible. That's why I was already able to just put it in D tier. Terrible. Worst pulse rifle in the game. It's not close. Insidious. Now I haven't used this because I haven't done this raid at all. But the traits on this thing intrigue me. Soul Drinker hits will give you heal per reload based off the number of hits. This arc is 4-round burst and craftable because it comes from Val the Disciple. All that's just great. All these are good things. Burst damage. You have some of the best and easiest to access burst damage in the game. 35% through either bait and switch or one for all. I don't think we've talked about bait and switch, but bait and switch is you get a hit with all your weapons other than this gun, and then you hit somebody with this gun. So let's say you're running a rocket, a fusion, and this thing. You shoot a fusion, you shoot a rocket, you shoot this thing, you get 35% damage increase on this thing for 10 seconds. It's really good. It's better on like heavy weapons and stuff though, but good. And then one for all, tag 3 different enemies, 10%, 35%, 10 seconds, 35% damage increase. Also really good. You can get burst damage from Adrenaline Junkie, get a grenade kill, you get 35%. Almost everything in this column is good. Rampage is also pretty good. Um, Turnabout's ass. They had to put something in there that was absolutely useless. Vorpal is actually not bad on this gun. This archetype does a lot of damage, so it lends itself to kill yellow bars. You even get adaptive munitions, which makes it good for breaking shields. Yeah, almost all of these traits are good. It's gonna be hard to go wrong. Pick your poison here. Now, this third column is a bit more specific, in my opinion. But to be honest, I think the clear winner here is Dragonfly. You're not gonna get a lot of Dragonfly in the third column. I'm taking Dragonfly over like Demo, over Ravage, over all this, and I'll just get reload speed elsewhere. To the best of my ability. See that already gives you pretty good reload speed, right? Um, because you get splash and burst at the same time. That's what's gonna make this gun really good. Um, what does this even do? Sleight of hand. Upon readying a weapon within 3.5 seconds of getting kills with another weapon, you get reload speed, handling, and stability. This is just trash steady hand. Interesting. Anyways, yeah, Dragonfly's the move here. Free burst damage, and then you can get a utility perk here. You can go adaptive munitions just for utility, and then you get burst damage. That's still good enough. You could just add more damage to your explosion. That's pretty good. You could do Dragonfly to combo because you get one. I mean, I'm sorry, one for all to combo. You get one headshot kill. That's gonna hit one person, right? They're normally in groups of 3. That headshot kill is gonna explode and hit other people. That if that hits 2 more people, now you have extra damage. So yeah, I think this is clearly our second A tier, and I do believe that this is better because of the archetype than Chattering Bone, but not quite S tier. I think there's only one real S tier pulse rifle. We'll get to it later. So Insidious, quite good. Now Jurassic Green, not quite as good. Rapid Fire, Solar. You get this. This is from Festival of the Lost. This is not the. No. It's fine because it's pink or purple, whatever. This is from Festival of the Lost. It does have field tested as an origin trait, which pairs really well with incandescent. Field tested is based off the number of hits and or kills. Incandescent scorches, which means it damages over time. Each tick counts as a hit. Helps with field tested. The other one requires you to be by yourself to get some buffs, but this is not worth your time. At least not in PvE. Um, Burst damage with either with Golden Tricorn more than likely or Frenzy. Um, Third column Subsistence, but it's bad on this Pulse Rifle, and Heal Clip is also really good. You can pair that with Frenzy, so now you reload faster and you get heals every time you get a kill. That's actually a really good combination now that I think about it. I need that on other guns. Um, Incandescent and Loose Change, reload speed and AoE damage. That's good. This, you know what? It's better than I originally assumed it was. It's definitely better than I thought. Um, all of the solars are good. This is definitely a B. I think it's worse than Adhorative, but it's definitely a B. So yeah, I like that one. Jerome's Claw. I've tried to make this work, dude. Um, Adaptive Solar. It comes from Iron Banner. It has PvP origin trait and Shiro's origin trait. Neither one of them are good in PvE really. It does have Frenzy. It does have Golden Tricorn, and it does have Incandescent. This is like the holy trinity of these solar pulses, man. Holy crap. Um, Both Incandescent and Gutshot Straight work together, and that Incandescent counts as body shots. So if you get a body shot kill, Gutshot Straight will increase the damage of your body shots to but it's only, as you can see here, by like a little bit, so it's not really even worth your time. And the only reload per is Outlaw. It feels like a very ancient gun. This is like a PvP thing at best. At best. Um Honestly, D tier. I think it's probably the top of D. But all these other solar, like you would never use Germ's Claw. All these other solar pulse rifles, this is not worth your time. All right. Get rid of that. The Messenger. Now this one is good. I didn't know I had wild card. Huh. Okay, now I feel like I need to get one of these. It comes from Trials of Osiris, which is why I haven't been getting a bunch of them. High impact frame, pretty good in PvE. Kinetic, has alacrity. I don't think we've talked about this yet, but basically, if you're by yourself, you get your gun goes Super Saiyan all the time, which is nice. So any solo content, this is going to be good. Um, One quiet moment. When you're not solo, one quiet moment will carry you. With the reload speed, it's just I don't know. It's like having free outlaw or something. It's really good actually. Now here's the other problem. Here's the other one. Wild card. You get a kill, and based off the number of kills, you get like a background point system. Once you get enough points, then the gun will make little stars drop on the ground that are like landmines to blow people up, which is interesting. It's pretty good. But I've been using it, and I haven't really seen it actually be any good yet. But it is interesting. Now, because it's archetype, the only thing I care about here is kinetic tremors. Um, Desperado sounds great, but it's not. There's no frenzy or anything that's going to give you single target damage, so you basically need this trait. Now, this third column is where things get a little interesting with rapid hit, outlaw, and perpetual motion. All of these are pretty good with your reload speed. They all help. Perpetual motion and outlaw being the best. Um, Under over is good here too. So in the third column, it helps you deal damage to shields and those pesky anti-barrier champions. So yeah, this is probably what I would go for here. Yeah, I like that. A couple of options, nothing too crazy. Probably, I know it's C tier, but how high or low? Archetype does make it better than the rest of those. Is it better than Disparity? No. Is it better than Autumn Wind? Actually, you know what? No. So about here. Cool. New Purpose. Um, this has basically been overtaken by what was that earlier? Disparity. Um, which funny enough I think came out around the same time. You get this from the Duality dungeon. It is high impact frame and stasis. The origin trait. Yeah, I have a bad relationship with this. Basically, you're always taking damage in the game. So the more damage you take, the faster you're going to reload. The problem is, if you want to reload after you haven't been taking a lot of damage, then this feels like ass. Because it doesn't work. And they gave all the guns shit reload because of that. But if you take enough damage at all, then this alone will be a reload perk for you, which is good because you only have like one here that's worth your time. So, Desperado sounds great, but it's just not that good. This is when they were trying to make it work. Headstone sounds great, but you have something that does Headstone better, interestingly enough. So, Adaptive Munitions as a niche perk here is probably your best bet. And since it's a niche trait and you're just going to be breaking the shield, probably Perpetual Motion, so you should get something to help it. Yeah, this is not very good anymore. Maybe it was okay before, but this is not very good anymore in my opinion. Traits are bad. This is like top of D tier. This is terrible actually. You're just much better off with like a disparity or just going with a completely different flavor at that point. Or one of these is going to be popping up later apparently. Nightshade. This gun has come around like 15 times. First time is Strand though. You get it from Season of the Witch Ingrams. Specifically, you have to go and get the random Ingrams, and you have to get Season of the Witch Ingrams, and you have to decode them into random Ingrams. They're at like the top of the page there. When you go and talk to the vendor, it's lightweight, so it's not the best frame. Um, Vanguard's Vindication is bad. We need to rework Bungie, please. This gives you more range for free, which is nice. It also gives you increased accuracy, and it's the longer you fire. So this gun's just gonna feel good. That's what this means, which is nice. Now, is there anything I care about here? Hatchling, because Hatchling is interesting, but that's about it. That's literally it. And Enlightened Action because it gives you reload speed for just shooting things. So that's about it. Which means this gun is ass. But there's not a lot of other strand options. There's a couple now, but not a lot. Which means this thing has what, one option and two is top of D tier. It's not better than different times. I would take different times over this. All right. Agma. This is underrated, I think, actually, but it's solar. It's solar. If it was some other element, it's a world drop. It's lightweight frame. Omalon Fluid Dynamics is a solid enough origin trait. And what else does this thing have? So, firstly, splash damage. We love that. We love that here. Um, one for all, single target damage. We love that. We love that here. Um, Utility in that you can have both demo and Wellspring at the same time. That is really good. We love that here. Okay, this would be 10% plus if you only had your grenade gone, 18% per kill on one weapon. That is a lot of grenade energy, especially now with all the changes they've been doing. It has stats for all, which is also good and pairs well with Dragonfly. Um, and then you have this just dumbass combination of adaptive munitions. So the more you shoot something that has a shield, the more damage you will do to it until it breaks. And then Disruption Break, which is whenever you do break a shield, you give a debuff to that enemy for more kinetic damage. I think they should just make this just more damage in general, and then this would be a much, much better trait. But I digress. Even if they dropped it from 50% to like, I don't know, 25%, just being able to do that all the time, I don't know, sounds great. Sounds good to me. Oh, you're a gun? Sick. Um, but yeah, this is a really good combination. So this gun's actually really fucking good. Definitely A tier. Um, which means I've been using the wrong solar pulse rifle because because I've been using that battler, but I just love the battler. But realistically, if you're not getting the incandescent, because yeah, Aqua doesn't have incandescent. Yeah, no incandescent. That's the only thing that's different. Aqua doesn't have incandescent, but if you're not using it for the incandescent setup there, it has everything else. A tier. Ooh, Outlaw. Outlast. Sorry, Outlaw. What the hell? Okay, it's rapid fire. It's solar again. My God, can we stop? Please make it stop. You can get it from fishing in Season of the Deep, which is nice. This is a PvP origin trait. Um, does it have anything here? It has Dragonfly, and that's it. So you do have the Splash, and then you have Feed and Frenzy, which I'm actually kind of sour on Feed and Frenzy. The number of kills you got to get before it's like worth your time, which is about 3 in my opinion, because 2 doesn't feel like good enough to me. Um, no, it's just 2. 2 should be fine. Still feels uncomfortable. That means you need 2 kills per magazine. So anytime, or yeah, per magazine. So anytime you're in content that's not like the easiest shit on the planet, where you don't even need this reload speed, then you're not gonna get the reload speed. So, stats for all is better for sure in pairs with Dragonfly. Doesn't have much going for it here. Doesn't feel like it. It doesn't have incandescent, which is like why it's solar and it's like from 2023. What are we doing? Um, yeah, this one is worse than Jerome's in my opinion. D tier. D tier. Oversoul Edict. Now this one's gonna be special. I think Arc is a primary. It's craftable. It comes from Crotazan and it is rapid fire. Of course, it's primary. We're talking about pulse rifles. You fucking idiot. Anyways, Curse Thrall. You get a melee kill and you get explosions. There goes your AOE. It also has Volt Shot. Double AOE. Not necessary, but cool. Um, I think Swashbuckler is probably your best bet here because this works in tandem with the Origin trait. You get a melee kill, then you get 33% extra damage, and you make things blow the fuck up. That's good. Anything else here? Um, Sword Logic. Interesting. I've talked about it before. It's interesting. I don't think it's good though. So, not on primaries anyway. Then we look in this column. Enlightened Action, just free reload speed. That's good. It's not a multiplier, but it's a lot of reload speed for just hitting things. Um, Demo. It's interesting. I wish I would have put Pugilist here because that would have made more sense together, but I digress. Okay, so this third column slows it down a bit, but Enlightened Action and Demo, they're both good. So this is definitely A tier, and it's definitely better than Agma. Is it better than Chattering Bone? No. Um, yeah, no, they're about the same level. Cool, cool. So Edict, get the out of here. Oh my God, Premonition. Okay, you get this from doing the Pit of Heresy. It's high impact and it's void. Um, that's all that matters in this bad, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. Um, D tier, D tier. Oh, nothing's worse than Hail and Confusion. My bad. Let you keep your crown there, my boy. Follow tactic Spyro. Of course, I say this one right, but then can't say the other shit. Anyways, it's Arc, craftable. You get it from the Lightfall campaign. I don't think that's true. You get it from Lightfall, but not the campaign in particular. And then you have the Origin trait, Nanotech rockets. This one's weird, but basically, if you shoot a certain percentage of your magazine, then you'll get a random little rocket that'll go out and try and hit stuff, which is nice and really solid. Not great, but it is interesting. So we take it. You have two options here. AoE with Volt Shot. This one's pretty good. Single target damage with Frenzy. Also pretty good. And it gives you the reload speed. You also can have Under Over on this thing, which helps you deal with barriers, which is nice. It's really nice. You could pair Compulsive Reloader and Volt Shot together, but that's better for low end content. So I don't think I would do that together. So basically, this is the only trait you want in your third column. And what can you have in this column? Just the frenzy and the volt shot. So I mean, that's not bad. It does have an okay archetype, despite the fact that it shoots kind of slow. It does have pretty good range, though. This archetype does at like 35 meters, and that's pre any range. So you could do something like that, and you're already at like 36 meters. That's doing pretty good. So let's see. I think it's probably B tier. Is it better than Jurassic? Probably not. Yeah, we'll go here on BT. All right. Psi Hermetic. Oh my god, these names. Stasis. It is a world drop. It's high impact frame. It has that wild card origin trait, dropping the little tiny nukes. All right. So what's going on with this one? Let's see. It does have Headstone, and I know that wild card and Headstone can proc each other, which is nice. So double explosions. Um, Golden Tricorn and Frenzy for burst damage, which is also nice. And then for reload speed or utility, you basically just have Enlighten Action or Outlaw. So Enlighten Action is probably the best move. This is a solid pick. If you don't have another Stasis um, Pulse Rifle, then I would be like, oh, he has a Psi Hermetic? Cool. So I'm thinking C tier. Is it better than Different Times? Yes. Is it better than Battle Scar? Yes, that little interaction makes it better. Is it better than the Messenger? No. No. So it stays about right here on C tier. Alright, Psi Hermetic. Scalar potential. Interesting. So, rapid fire, arc, craftable, season pass reward. So you can just get it from the season pass. And seasonal activities here. Origin trait. If you get low or your teammate dies, then you get to refill your magazine, which is really good. And I think this might even be your entire fucking magazine, which means I need to rethink this origin trait, but this is pretty good. Alright, in the fourth column, you have a utility perk. I hate it here. You have deconstruction, which is nice as far as letting you have more bullets. Um, what else? Bad, bad. Don't think attrition orbs is worth it. So basically, all you have is this burst damage here. Because you're not using this as utility. You could just go grab a Ogma or something. This is not worth it. So slick draw, no. Loose change, no. Permeability is interesting because you'll be able to you can go permeability and golden tricorn, and then you can just use this for any elemental combo. Um, which sounds really good, but I think it's gonna just be best being ran with like Strander stasis, so you can have three of the same element. Mm, yeah, I think to get the most out of this gun, that's what you do. You go permeability and golden tricorn, and I don't think there's much else here that I would do anything with, which sucks. But that makes it bottom of C tier, and it's definitely worse than different times. Is it smite time? It is smite time. I smite thee. All right, smite of moraine. This is gonna be our S tier. Just spoiler alert. All right, adaptive frame. So average frame. You get it from King's Fall. Not bad, not too shabby. Kinetic. Yeah, it's kinetic. It's craftable. All these are positives. Big positives, no, but they're positives. Runneth over. We've talked about this trait before. It is really fucking good. If you're nearby your teammates and you reload, you get a bigger magazine. That's really good, especially on pulse rifles. Um, you can get swashbuckler, just damage trait. nice. Adrenaline Junkie, damage trait, nice. All those are burst damage traits though, but still. Vorpal, this is also burst, not bad. One for all, pretty good. We've talked about all of these. All of those are really good. And then the one I think you go for here, Firefly. Headshot kill, solar explosion, get a bunch of reload speed. You also get that AoE explosion giving you splash damage. It's really good. It's really good in my opinion. In this third column, there's only one trait you can use for reloading, and that would be stats for all. But I actually tell you don't do that. And I don't think you want to reload on top of reloading when you have Firefly. So we're looking for other utility. Demolitionist. Demo. Now you get your grenade energy back really fast, especially because it'll proc off Firefly. So all those Firefly kills will help you with demo. Same thing with Pugilist. Literally the exact same thing. But I actually don't even want to tie you to that. Let me introduce you to the most ridiculous combination I've seen in a long time. Focus Fury, which will give you a 20% damage increase if you land 50% of your magazine as crits, and Firefly, which is asking you to land a bunch of your shots as crits. So just playing the game gets you a 25% damage increase and AoE damage and reload speed. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down. Fucking S tier. Don't at me. I will fight you and beat you in your sleep, dude. It's ridiculous. Alright. Stay Frosty. How much do I remember? This one. This comes from the Dawning event. It's lightweight and it's stasis. Um, Online Fluid Dynamics is an okay trait. Dawning Surprise is interesting. It gives you ability energy because it drops little purple squares on the ground. You pick them up and it just gives you a little bit of everything. A little bit of class, ability energy, melee energy, grenade energy, restores 20% of your health. It starts health regeneration. It's actually really solid. Um, you do have headstone, although this gun struggles to shoot things as it is. I wouldn't focus on a headstone roll here. You have attrition orbs, which I mean pairs into like utility, but we'll need a little bit more than that. Collective action, damage increase, burst damage increase. Yeah, I think that's about it as far as burst damage increases go. You do get under over, but in my opinion, it's in the wrong column, so I don't even look at it. Yeah, I would probably go headstone and Enlighten Action, to be honest. Enlighten Action giving you all that reload speed. There's nothing else here that I care about. So there's that. So Stay Frosty. Another one in the infamous C tier. It's definitely, is it better than Scalar? It's not as versatile as Scalar. Scalar might need to be higher. Is it better in different times? Yes. Is it better than Battle Scar? Yes. Psi? No. Alright, cool. Scalar potential is better than different times. It's better than Scar. I think it's up here with Autumn Wind. Yeah, yeah. I like that. That feels right. Alright, the next one, Syncopation. This is actually one of the easier ones to get because if you just do the Witch Queen campaign, like the first one or two, you should get this. It's also a world drop. It's craftable. Um, it's adaptive frame, so that's solid. Stasis, of course. Sure, synergy does nothing. Headstone is interesting, but there's other pulses that do the headstone thing better, so I wouldn't get that on this. So Frenzy's probably your best bet. Um, yeah, I don't know. I try to look at it. I don't see anything. Nothing here catches my eye whatsoever. Mid, mid as fuck. Less than mid. It's top of D tier. It's here because it was like our first stasis pulse rifle. That's about it. Yesteryear, the pulse with all the rolls. Void, which is interesting. We don't have a lot of those. I literally don't even remember looking at another Void one. There's so many solar ones. Okay, Premonition, but it was bad, which is why I don't remember it. Anyways, Gun and Run is a solid origin trait. Um, Wellspring. It's not paired with anything over here though. Alright, so I like Dragonfly for AoE. I like Golden Tricorn, obviously. Um, yeah, that's it as far as traits in the fourth column, despite the fact that there's like 500 of them. And in the third column, the only one that is of note, in my opinion, would be Outlaw, which feels really ancient at this point, but you need that reload speed from somewhere. So, how do I feel about Yesteryear? It's definitely at least C tier. Is it better than Different Times? Yes. Battle Scar? Yes. Stay Frosty? Yes. Psy Hermetic? Yeah. The Messenger? Yeah, somewhere around there. Somewhere around there. And the final one. This was a rank up reward either about 2 seasons ago, I think. It's a 4 round burst. It's void. All those are nice things. It does come with a repulsor brace, which is really good for any build that can debuff the target. Um, on void, it comes with golden tricorn, which is the same type of this is good. It has kill clip and tunnel vision. I never use those. Even in PvP, I don't really see the point in using at least tunnel vision. I think repulsor brace is better, or at least more unique for PvP. Gun and run, yeah, great origin trait. One quiet moment. Um, you know that's good. Um, Vanguard's Vindication. Yup. Yep, we like Vanguard's Vindication. Hake Breach Armaments. So, extra damage to vehicles and whatnot. Yeah, this is okay. I like Velas X. It'd be a solid B tier. It's a solid B tier. But hi. It's definitely better than Philotactic Spiral. It's better than Jurassic Green. Even though Jurassic Green was much better than I expected. It's better than BXR. It's better than Horritive. Is this A tier? Is this A tier? Is, okay, maybe A tier. Is it better than Ogma? Ogma's niche. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. There we go. All right. So that's my tier list there. Is there anything that I would change or anything I want to go over? Smite Moraine is the GOAT. I don't think anything has surpassed it yet with its combination of damage traits. Um, Chattering Bone is a really cool pick. Also, Edict is just explosions and damage everywhere. Ogma. Ogma is going to be an interesting one. I don't know how easy it's going to be to get a hold of. Yep, never mind. Just thought about it. This is actually one of the most easy guns to get now because you can get it from Xur by just turning in all of your engrams that you get from him on days that you can focus Omelon weapons. So this is actually super easy to get, which makes it the easiest to get out of any of these because it has the least amount of investment, whether that be time or resources. Well, before this video goes on for too long, that's it, guys. Later.